Captain's Log, 1st of August of 2025, and today I'm back at Barbara's place and I'm about to just sort of trim this down because this is the back entrance into the property. Face that and just tidy it up a little bit. The tools we'll be using will be trimmer with line, a brand new brush cutter, the Ninja Stars I call it, and the Hedge trimmer, plus lawnmowers and stuff, but for now, trimmer. So here goes. Alright, check this out. Right, that's knocked down. Just start shaping. Actually, now I'm going to brush cut a bit first. Right, now let's start trimming the hedge. What do you think? Right, here goes. Let's see where it ends up. Nobody knows. Okay. It's not great, but this is actually part of the neighbour's hedgerow. They don't live here often, but it is still the access. As you can see, there's the access. So I have a right to trim it, which is what I'm doing. And yeah, let's see. Maybe this way. Let's see. Okay. I'll slowly move my way up. What do you think? Let's see. Include that a bit higher. There we go. Right. Here I come. Ready or not? So the briars make lovely blackberries, as you can see. They are lovely, and they are very tasty. Oh my. They're very sweet. Ouch, 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 ouch. But the thorns on these things are horrible. Anywho, let's keep cutting. So don't judge me, because these are the requirements of the client. As you can see, this is the back entrance to the property, so the back gate, or the side gate if you like, tradesman's entrance, whatever. And this hydrangea, although it's in flower, is beautiful. It's about 9 foot tall and it's overgrown. And the client has requested that I knock this back and turn it into a hedgerow. Now, hydrangeas can be turned into hedgerows, contrary to what people say. And as you can see, there's the gate, which is broken down and has to be repaired. But we'll deal with that later once I've uncovered it completely. So this is going to get all removed. When I say removed, all the facing is going to be cut off, all the flowers are going to be cut off, unfortunately. and to get hard pruned right down to a low level, about 6 foot, and in a straight line running through here, which will open up this lawn area, which in one of my previous videos you saw was overgrown. Then after I've done that, I'm going to move up, and this is something I was working on last week. As you can see over there is a dead bush, and that dead bush consists of blackberries, or briars as you call them in America, I think. And then I have to face these, top these as well. Okay, and then maybe face this hedge as well. As you can see, it's all stinging nettles over here, but this is my main task today, so finding my way in, just to give me access. So I'm going to work up the hill today instead of down the hill, so quite a lot to do, but yeah guys, I'll come back to you shortly. Here we go again. Let me just fuel up. Won't be long. Just got to fuel up. I'll be right back. Okay. Laters. Bye. Okay. Let's see. Down here somewhere. Maybe a bit further. Yeah, that'll do. Let's go with that. There it goes. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Well, so this client affords me 2 hours every 2 weeks, so she gets 4 hours of garden service. She gets 4 hours a month, which realistically is not nearly enough because it's a large property and it's very overgrown. But I have been making some serious inroads into it, so I have to hustle. Just taking a 5-second break because I'm overheating. But anyway, yeah, I've made a lot of progress here already. If you guys can recall that this hedge is growing again, I need to do it again, and this time I'm going to get it a different shape because I don't like the shape that I created. It annoys me. But right now I'm just going to rake up the cuttings and mow them up, and then mow this area. There we are. Right. And then I want to move up past there and get to the bramble bushes, which I cut down the last visit. I've left them to dry out for now so that they can be easier to mulch. So that's the plan right now, is to rake them up, then mow them, and then I've got a little dumping ground for waste which is turning into compost. So here it goes. So today you'll see me doing a lot of interchanging of heads for the strimmer. I'll be going from brush cutter to hedge cutter to strimmer, backwards and forwards until I get it cleared. So as I've raked away from the cuttings, as you can see there, all this you're seeing here, that's a ground elder. They're very invasive, they spread, and they just stifle everything else. I've still got this to do. I'm going to rake all this up. I'll make it look good. You'll see what that looks like in the end. But right now, let's crack on with this and try getting looking like something, shall we? At least it makes access a little bit easier now. Alright, laters. Right. So we found the original gate. It's busted up, but we can either mend it or replace it. I'll have a chat with the client and see what they want to do, and then secure their land. So the next step is to rake this lot up. As you can see, that's where I've been cutting already, and get it in here, so that I can mulch it up. So let's get the rake on that quickly, shall we? Not a good rake. Try another one. Let's use this one instead. Ah, first bit done. Just get a better angle on it, shall we? Alright, here goes. It's a hot one today as well, so a little bit tiring, but we'll get there, you know. Keep going. Whew. Okay. Well, that looks a lot better already. So I'm going to have to trim that again. Trim it, because now that it's exposed a few more bits of pieces that I couldn't see when I was cutting. So I'll trim that again. Then I'll blow all the leaves up. And then all the cuttings up. And this is the cuttings pile, which I'm going to go through with a mower in a minute and mulch it. Once I've mulched that, I'll mow all this. So let's take a look. Huh? Shall I trim it again now while you're watching? Yeah, let's do that. Go on in. Just got to move you somewhere else. Again. Right. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, here we go. Hello, sir.
Hello, I hope you pick them blackberries.
Hello, my lovely. How are you?
Alright, I hope you pick them blackberries before you wank.
I ate them. I ate them. And I'm going to have the poops later.
Yeah, you blooming well.
Yeah.
We've had some good ones up there.
Yeah. How are we doing? Do you don't mind if I park here, right?
No, that's
Because I'll quite happily move it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Just trying to gain the access.
What's that bit? Camera?
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Actually, I'll turn it off so I don't get any personal information. Hang on.